Is coming in from Bihar's Katihar, where one person has been killed after police officers fired in the air to control the protests against the electricity department in the area. That is the latest we have. You can see the protests on camera. One person has been killed in police firing in Katihar of Bihar. That is the big breaking news we are getting. One killed, two injured in this firing. The protests were taking place against the electricity department by people of the village, and this is the Barsoi police of Bihar who in order to control the crowd, they opened fire in the air. It said they fired in the air, but it left one person killed and two people injured. That is the latest we have. It's what we know so far is that the two people who have been injured, they are critical. This is what we know so far. Two people who are injured are right now critical. They're battling right now in the hospital, and one person has been killed. That is the latest we have, and this has been confirmed by the administration in Katihar. Remember, there was a police firing. There was, of course, a lot of tensions earlier in Bihar as well. In Patna, we saw a lot of political protests also happening. But this is happening in Katihar, and you can see people from rural areas who are now protesting against the electricity department. And what happened was that in order to control the mob, in order to control the crowd, police fired to disperse all the protesters who were staging demonstrations against the electricity department. And one person was killed in this firing, and two have been injured, and they're said to be critical. They are in the hospital right now. That is the latest. We have those protests, the visuals of those protests right now on your screens, viewers. This is the latest we have. Of course, there are questions being raised on police as well, as one person has been killed in the police firings. That's a big breaking news we're getting in from Bihar. And this, of course, is something that is questionable. And my colleague Prakash joins us on the broadcast for more. Prakash, one person has been killed in this police firing, two people injured. Tell us more details, please.
Well, this incident has taken place in Barsoi block of Katihar district in Bihar, where large number of people were protesting against intermittent and irregular supply of electricity in the village, in the block office in Katihar, and thereafter the protesters got agitated, and in order to control the protesters, the police had to somehow resort to lathi charge, and thereafter, when the protesters were even more violent and they started pelting stones on the police person, they had to open fire, and in the process we are told that one person has succumbed to death and two persons are injured. And after the incident, there is large-scale tension in the entire area of Barsoi, and senior police officials are on the spot trying to control the situation. The district police officials as well as the local administration is also on the spot taking control of the situation. Meanwhile, the police has dispersed the crowd, somehow managed to disperse the crowd, but still tensions prevail,
right,
and larger scale deployment is being done.
Right, stay with us, Prakash. We in fact are getting some reactions also coming in. Minister's reaction also on this Katihar firing. Let's take a listen into that.
देखिए, पूरी तरह से बिहार में राजनीतिक अस्थिरता और प्रशासनिक अराजकता के कारण जो भी विरुद्ध में सरकार के अपराध, भ्रष्टाचार या प्रशासनिक अराजकता के विरुद्ध आवाज उठाता है, आज बिजली के मामला पर जनता के बीच आक्रोश है। सप्लाई नहीं है, बिल ज़्यादा देना, शिकायत करने पर किसानों को पानी नहीं मिलना, बिजली नहीं मिलना, आंदोलन करना, तो लाठियों की बौछार और लाठी की बौछार से नहीं संभला तो गोलियों की बौछार। आज 3 लोगों की मौत। ये सरकार को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। इसको सरकार को नैतिक अधिकार नहीं रही है, जनता के विश्वास को खो चुका है। ये घोर निंदनीय है। इस तरह से जनता को लाठी और गोली से आप शासन नहीं चला सकते, ये कतई स्वीकार नहीं है। मैं अभी जा रहा हूं उस घटनास्थल पर।
Right, there you heard reactions coming in, and my colleague Prakash continues to track all the developments. Prakash, of course, there have been questions raised on Bihar police's actions in the past as well. We just recently saw what happened outside the assembly as well. There was police brutality also. What we saw, BJP also in fact had claimed that one of their members was killed, and now we see this is something that is, these are civilians who are suffering. Police opens fire and one person gets killed, two are injured.
Well, yes, the exact scale is not yet known, but as far as this incident is concerned, the police had to open fire when the agitators and the protesters tried to enter into the prohibited area, and they were vandalizing government property, as well as they started pelting stones on the policemen. And the police had to open fire in the process, and that's what we get to know, that one person has been killed on the spot, and this was a pre-planned protest march that was happening against irregular supply of electricity in Barsoi area of Katihar district, and thereafter we get to know that one person has been killed. Meanwhile, the police is trying to take control of the situation and the law and order situation, and try to bring the entire situation there in normalcy. Back to you.
Has there been any word from the police administration that what was the cause of the death? Do they admit that that one person had been killed in a firing? Because there was stone pelting as well that has taken place. Any word from the police administration there?
Yes, the police has also confirmed, and they say that they had to open fire because the protesters were trying to vandalize the government property, and they had opened the fire in the air, and somehow the bullets went and hit one of the protesters, and in the process, one person succumbed to death. Two are injured, they're being treated. That's what we get to know. And the protesters also, we can see in large numbers in the visuals. Also, they were entered and barged into the electricity department office and the block level office. We can see visuals. And thereafter, in order to take control of the situation, the police resorted to lathi charge, and thereafter stone pelting was being done, and the police was also threatened with, and thereafter, that's what the police said, that they will fire.
And what was the reason for the outrage? In fact, we'll stay with us, Prakash. We'll take a listen to that reaction that it came in from the minister also on this firing. Let's take a look at that bite.
देखिए, पूरी तरह से बिहार में राजनीतिक अस्थिरता और प्रशासनिक अराजकता के कारण जो भी विरुद्ध में सरकार के अपराध, भ्रष्टाचार या प्रशासनिक अराजकता के विरुद्ध आवाज उठाता है, आज बिजली के मामला पर जनता के बीच आक्रोश है। सप्लाई नहीं है, बिल ज़्यादा देना, शिकायत करने पर किसानों को पानी नहीं मिलना, बिजली नहीं मिलना, आंदोलन करना, तो लाठियों की बौछार, और लाठी की बौछार से नहीं संभला तो गोलियों की बौछार। आज 3 लोगों की मौत। ये सरकार को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। इसको सरकार को नैतिक अधिकार नहीं रही है, जनता के विश्वास को खो चुका है। ये घोर निंदनीय है। इस तरह से जनता को लाठी और गोली से आप शासन नहीं चला सकते, ये कतई स्वीकार नहीं है। मैं अभी जा रहा हूं उस घटनास्थल पर।
All right, the opposition in Bihar, of course, targeting the government on this, and my colleague Prakash continues to stay with us. So, Prakash, as I was asking you earlier, that what really is the cause? What is the cause of the outrage? Why were these people protesting against the electricity department? What were their grievances? All right, there seems to be a problem with that connection with Prakash. We'll try and reconnect there, but that is the big breaking we're getting in from Bihar. Latest shots coming in from Katihar right now. Viewers, dramatic visuals coming in. Okay, this is the area we believe, where the firing took place. All right, that is the visual when the firing took place. I understand this in connection with the incident of firing, just as this protest spiraled into something very dramatic and violent. There was what we are told that there was stone pelting, there was vandalism also, and you can see people running away. There was utter chaos, and the police opened fire in the air so as to disperse the mob, the crowd, the protesters. And now what we know is that one person has been killed. What at least the administration has said, that one person has been confirmed dead in this police firing, and 2 are in a critical condition in the hospital. This amid the protests against the electricity department in Bihar's Katihar. That is the latest we have. And what we are getting is that this was regarding the supply of electricity in Katihar district of Bihar. Police opening fire to disperse the protesters, and 1 person gets killed there. 2 are still critical. That is the latest information we have, and we will continue to track more developments from Bihar. But right now,